Welcome to my sports and aging video. My name is Tyler Jaso and I'm standing here with Bobby Jaso, my father, 63 years old. Today we're going to discuss some of the things that he's done to help his exercise routine, help his physical fitness, and everything kind of in between. So let's get started. Good shot. So first question, what started your journey to become more physically active, especially at this age? Maybe a couple years ago, maybe now. What do you got to elaborate on?
Well, as Tyler said, I'm 63 years old, but this journey he mentioned did start quite a few years back, and I've tried to keep it up over the last few years. And but in the past year, or maybe even the last couple of years, I have picked up my activity. In the past year, I did change jobs, which is become a little more physically active, a little more fast-paced. And in the job, it's still the same kind of work I do. My job is very physically demanding, but I have again the place where I'm working at now is a little more fast-paced. So I just felt the need to increase and accelerate my physical activity.
So I guess as things change with jobs and as you age, you just got to be prepared and get ready to go. Let's see what else he has to say. Could have made one of them, I guess. Second question for today. He listed a couple things in the first part about his physical demand for his job. So on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, what do you do exercise routine-wise, exercise regimen-wise? What do you do?
Well, I am a member of a wellness center here in town, and I usually try to get down there to first thing try to get on the bike. I try to do the bike as much as possible, or even elliptical, get a little cardiovascular going. And then they have some circuit machines that I like to get on, and I have some of my favorites. Also at home, I have down in the basement. We have some machines. We got a treadmill, a recumbent bike that I like to get on also and spend some time.
So how many times per week do you like to usually do this type of stuff?
Well, it depends on what it is. If it's the bicycle, that's more often. I like to try to maybe 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, something like that. Going down to the wellness center and getting on the circuit machines maybe a couple times a week. I'd like, if I can, even 3.
Do you have any people in the family that kind of join you every once in a while?
Yes, my mom. I said I'm not just a member. It's my wife and my daughter.
It's okay. He would love to have his mom with him,
yes,
but his wife and his daughter as well.
Yes. My mom was an inspiration. She was quite, I guess that's another reason why I brought her up. She was quite a walker, and so she was probably an inspiration. But my wife and my daughter joined me at the Wellness Center. We are members there.
Well, let's see what else Bobby's got on for today. His mother. She lived to be 92 and talked about how she was an influence while walking a lot. So how has physical activity recently changed your life?
Recently, as I mentioned too about my work changing, being more fast-paced, I just noticed that it's changed my life so I'm not so tired. It's built up my stamina, but not just, it hadn't just affected my work, just also things around the home, and just being able, I like to work around the house and yard work and so forth. I just noticed, again, the main thing was the stamina, better stamina, and not tiring so easily.
So could you say that your muscles and your cardiovascular system benefited from taking it up a notch on some of the things that you do for your exercise routine?
Most definitely. I've noticed, yeah, as far as you don't want to just stay at one place and plateau. You want to just try to take it up a notch, and has changed me. I've noticed some benefits.
Speaking of a notch, we'll take Bobby up here and see what we can do next. Recently, within the last couple of years, Bobby has had a total hip replacement and a total knee replacement. So a couple questions that we're going to ask him today about how that's all kind of progressed. So how has physical activity made it harder or easier for you to progress in that area?
It actually has made it easier, this physical activity and with the surgeries. The only difficult part with the surgeries was the recovery and physical therapy, which was basically about 6 weeks. After that, I went back to work. I was off work 6 weeks on both. I went back to work without any limitations. But the physical activity has helped immensely as far as you should have saw me before the surgeries, And there's quite a difference even in my walk, and my activity has increased.
Definitely getting to know Bobby just a little bit more. Let's see what else he has to say. Well, we've definitely covered a lot with Bobby today. Some of the things I want to summarize on are with mature and older people, for the most part. What do you believe that they need to be doing at an older age to maintain their physical fitness levels?
I believe they need to take the time to evaluate their lives at that age, and to see the benefits of getting involved and having a plan and a goal of having a diet and exercise. You need to have both. You need to have diet and exercise to help achieve your goals. But just look at the resources that are out there. Talk to someone. Go to a wellness center. Just take the time to come up with something to help benefit their lives.
Well, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
You bet.
After meeting with Bobby today, we got to see a couple things that he's changed on, he's reflected on, and he's gotten to know a little bit better in the world of physical activity. Whether it's his hips, his knees, his job, it came down to him just wanting to make a change in his life. For the most part, he has seen those changes, and he doesn't want them to disappear at all. Getting to know him more as his son, I've really liked his improvement over the last couple of years. I think it's done him well. And being a physical educator, being a promoter of this lifestyle, I think it's been great to see the changes for not only my family, but for him specifically, especially since he's come a long way. Being a trainer a long time ago, being in the geriatric population, I've worked with youth, worked with middle-aged individuals, and like I mentioned, the geriatric population as well. There's still a lot of fight, there's still a lot of motivation, but I think it comes down to the education of it all. Making sure everyone knows exactly what needs to be taken to make sure that they can keep pushing themselves on a daily basis, whether it's in the summertime, in the wintertime, when people want to do it in the mornings, people want to do it in the evenings, making sure that everyone's on that right routine, has good instruction, and quality information. That's probably the biggest part. Talking to him today, I got to see a little bit of that as he's changed himself and kind of did a 180 for himself. And I'm hoping that for the most part he keeps pushing going forward, seeing the changes that he's made with his work and his family, and hopefully going forward and motivating others that are in the wellness center or at work or just in the community for the most part. Appreciate you watching this video, and as always, thanks for everything.